Hello everyone, welcome to another video or another live stream. Hope everyone is doing well. We are getting some nice activity in the markets, so that's a good sign. I have taken a couple of trades actually. Not the best results, but what you gonna do? So a quick introduction of what we're seeing in the markets. Well, we had a couple of events. I think it was last week. If you look at the charts, I highly recommend everyone have their news events enabled on the bottom. So we did have the ECB and we had the Fed. So the ECB press conference was right here. The Fed conference was, or was it? Was right here. So again, last week and this week, be very mindful of NFP. So non-farm payrolls. Okay, so be very mindful of the non-farm payrolls, because it's a pretty volatile event. The volatility goes up, the spreads go up, and the market can get very erratic. Pretty similar to kind of an interest rate decision, maybe a little bit less volatile. So be very, very careful about that. A couple of more events that we had was on the pound. So where is my trade gone? I took a buy setup right here, 20 pip stop loss. We're going to go through it. But anyway, we had the Bank of England interest rate decision as well. So again, pretty volatile events, pretty big events. We actually had 4 central bank meetings in the last 2 weeks. Also, we had the Bank of Japan. Where was it? Here on the top. If you look at this little box. Hey, Abdullahi, what's up? Hope you're doing well. Again, BOJ, Bank of Japan, they raised interest rates, which is good for the Japanese yen. And that means EJ, Euro Japanese yen, is going to go down. Okay, so yeah. Now I'm going to go over the trades that I have taken. And we're going to see what I'm looking for. So again, quick summary. We had Fed meeting. Or first we had Bank of Japan, then we had Fed meeting, then we had the ECB. Now we had the Bank of England as well. Very, very active events. That is definitely shown in the markets. If you're wondering what the hell is this huge gap right here, this huge gap is the tariffs news that came out over the weekend. I think on Saturday, Trump made a tweet or something, and he basically created a huge gap when the markets opened. And then beginning of this week, the tariff news has kind of turned out to be more of a rumor, because then he removed most of the tariff threats, and then the market quickly recovered. So pretty volatile, but guess what? That is exactly what we like. We like uncertainty. We like volatile market conditions, because uncertainty can create trends. We want people to be, let's say, not in a panic, but kind of uncertain about the future of the markets. And when people are uncertain, they either sell all of their assets, or maybe they want to buy something because they think it's undervalued. Maybe gold goes up, so they want to buy gold. That's a good example. Mubarig, Marco, are you shorting the pound and the US dollar? So the title of this stream is that I'm looking for sell setups on the pound and the US dollar. I'm not going to waste your time. I am no longer looking for a setup. So the trade I was talking about was right here after this candle. It's kind of the exact time where I made this title of the live stream. Abdullahi says the Trump effect. Yeah, the Trump effect. So what I was seeing is basically start of selling pressure. Very nice selling pressure, I would say personally. A lot of momentum behind it, some large red candles. I really liked what I was seeing. And then just the one candle pullback right here, and then a big fat red candle continuing down. If you notice, this is basically at the same time as the Bank of England interest rate decision. So what happened? Well, they cut rates. So the previous number was 4.75. Then the actual number was 4.5. That is a bearish reaction right here. Let me look at the 5-minute though. Just a straight drop. So nothing really unexpected. And quickly recovered as well. Yeah, okay. Back to the 1 hour. So you could say, am I kind of bearish or bullish on the pound and the US dollar because of these rate cuts, because of this rate cut? Maybe a little bit bearish because it's a dovish event overall. So when the central bank is dovish, the underlying currency goes down in value. When the central bank is hawkish, the underlying currency goes up in value. That's why 2 weeks ago, when Bank of Japan was hawkish, the JPY, or the Japanese yen, which is the underlying currency, actually started to move up. So I moved away from the entry. So at this point, I was looking for sell setups, exactly as I mentioned in the title, but then we got too much buying pressure. So we got just too much buying pressure right here. What I personally wanted to see, what I was personally looking for was a bit of a slower retrace to the entry level, something like this, and then a nice break and retest, or a retest of this low. Maybe like a 20 pip stop loss would be pretty good. Or maybe like a flag right here, maybe nice small quick flag. I would have loved to see that as well. But again, what did we get? We got a big shift. So when you're looking for sell setups, you have seen this large selling pressure, one candle pullback, no buying pressure, and then we continue with the sell-off. So that's pretty high probability. But when you're looking for sell setups, you don't want to see large blue candles, right? You don't want to see large blue candles like this, and that's exactly why I stayed out of the sell setup in the end. Now, I was in a buy setup, and I actually did a live stream like 3 hours ago on Trader Nick, and some guy in the comments said that I was crazy for getting in a buy setup right here. I'm guessing because he follows the fundamentals. So for him, this was a crazy play. But for me personally, I am a purely technical trader, or this strategy that I'm trading right now is purely technical. So basically, I don't follow the fundamentals, and I don't really care what the fundamentals are saying. Yes, I'm researching fundamentals on the side, maybe looking to get an extra confluence, maybe be more aggressive when the fundamentals align with the technicals. But for now, I'm a purely technical trader, and this was a very, very nice entry right here. So what did I see? I think some of you guys definitely took this trade as well. I know in the Discord of Zentum Trading. So if you want to check that out, definitely do. In the Discord of Zentum Trading, a couple of traders actually took this trade. It was a pretty nice setup, I'm not going to lie. We had this very nice uptrend, in my opinion. It was not perfect, but it was nice. And then we got this clean impulse to the upside. And just look at this thing that they have on TradingView. This is new. This highlight thing. See? So let me know if that is cool. I don't really like it, to be honest. It's too fat. Back to the trade. So large impulse, flag. Flag right here, but we took this as a timed flag, which is something that we teach exclusively at Zentum Trading, so I cannot really go into too much detail. It's a bit of a mix between a flag connected with a timed entry, so you wait for a specific time horizon to actually get in on a trade. So yeah, I can't really go into too much detail because it's for paid members, but I got in, let's say, somewhere around this level. Okay, that was my entry level. Very nice, no shift, so no large selling pressure. Could you say there was a V shape before the flag? I mean, you could say, but again, you have the huge gap right here, absolutely huge gap right here. So I don't really like that massive gap. When I'm looking for a V reversal, I want to see really, really clean price action. Example. Well, This one is okay. This one could work. Not the best, not the best, to be honest with you. This one is great. This is a very clean, very nice V reversal. Okay, V reversals, this is an inverse V reversal. So a V reversal is a bullish pattern, an inverse V reversal is a bearish pattern. Okay, so this is a clean one. And the one that we got right here is definitely not the best. Definitely not the best. It has this huge gap. It's just very messy, choppy, lots of wicks. So to be honest with you, my main focus was this uptrend and then this nice, very, very clean final push that happened on Tuesday. And then this really clean flag setup with kind of zero selling pressure, nice, flat, wide, perfect. So got in, 20 pip stop loss is what I used. If you guys don't know, I use a variable stop loss size. I just use a visual assessment. It's usually somewhere between, let's say, 10 pips and 20 pips. In this case, it was 20, or maybe even 25, 30 in some very volatile cases. But here I got in with a 20 pip stop loss. You can also use the ATR. So if you want to go to indicators, you want to put in ATR, average true range. A lot of professional traders use ATR. You could look at the hourly ATR and double it. So in this case, you would use, let's say, a 30 pip stop loss, or you could just keep it the same. You could use a 16 pip stop loss, okay? Because the value here is 0.016. So you could use, let's say, a 16 pip stop loss. It could work. That would be good, actually. You could do that. But anyway, I use 20. And the markets pretty much exploded up right from the start. Like this trade showed me a profit right at the beginning. Very, very high probability, very nice. At one point running like 3.6%. But unfortunately, I never got the opportunity to reduce my risk or put the stop loss into profit. Instead, this was a reduced risk loss. So I actually put the stop loss 2 pips below this low. So this low is 1.24628. So the stop loss was at 1.24608 when we broke this high. Okay, so what I needed was a lower high, or sorry, higher low. I needed a higher low, and then I could put the stop loss here, and then I would get taken out for a profit. That unfortunately did not happen. Instead, what happened? Well, price reversed, sad story, and then I got taken out for, again, a reduced risk loss. That's about it for that particular setup. Mubarak wants to see gold. Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna break down gold as well. So currently, what's my game plan? Is this pair on the watch list? No, not at the moment. This is not looking the best right now. So I am just seeing a very corrective price action right here because we broke the low, retraced, broke the high, retraced as well. So to be honest, I would expect more range-bound price action, more flat price action, something like this. Okay, I would just expect flat price action. And I would look for maybe a continuation of the overall momentum. So maybe a continuation right here of this overall downtrend. That would be okay. That would be high probability. But again, current price action, not the best. I am being patient. So next one is gold. Let's start with the daily. And gold looks great. So gold looks amazing, very, very bullish, very high probability, very nice. And I'm expecting more upside. So why is currently gold trending up? And also here is a super clean V reversal. If anyone is interested, see right here, very, very clean V reversal pattern. But again, what's behind this move? Well, it is the tariffs. So what you can expect is that Gold is an asset that goes up if there is uncertainty in the market. So when people are afraid, they kind of sell off their risk on assets and they buy risk off assets, you could say. And a risk off asset can be gold. So when the stock market is messy like this, gaps and just flat, gold can actually go up. Okay. So gold can go up and then you can get some nice buy entries. Zooming in 1 hour. Meg says, hello, Marco. How are you? It's been so many days seeing you streaming. Yeah, it's been a while. I took a bit of a break, but because the markets were pretty choppy, pretty flat, but now the markets are super active, so I'm back. And great to see you in the live stream. Thank you very much for joining. So gold is very nice on the 1 hour, very clean. This is a super nice flag setup right here. So if this was like a Forex pair, because I'm personally not trading gold, but if this was Forex, this would be a very, very nice setup. Very nice flag. This is the entry, okay? And this is the reason why I don't trade gold. Super choppy. Kind of moves sort of in channel formations. I don't have a... here is a good example. See, this is how gold can move. Sort of in these channels. Like this. And that's not the best in my opinion for my trading style. Again, for you it may be great. For my personal trading style, it is not the best. Currently a bit of a correction right here. But still, taking a look at the daily, I'm definitely being very, very bullish on gold. Definitely looking great. No selling pressure, so no shift in momentum. Large buying pressure. Broke this high. I think it was an all-time high. Let me check. Must be. Must be an all-time high. But just to be sure, yeah, it is. Okay. So I'm not that familiar with gold, so don't hold it against me. Broke the all-time high, crushed higher. So yeah, this is on tariffs. If you were kind of smart, if you trade fundamentals and you saw the tariffs thing, well, you could have gotten in some buy setups with gold. That would be a very good play. Okay. Then we will start with the euro and the US dollar. So if you guys have any requests, you want to see a currency pair or pretty much any asset, just put it in the chat and I'll definitely go through all of them. But if we don't get any messages, then I'll just do my regular thing and starting with the euro and the US dollar. Also, don't forget to join our free Discord, absolutely free. The link will be, I think it's in the description of this video. It should be of this live stream, or you can go to zentumtrading.com and join, okay? So, euro US dollar. Daily chart is overall bearish, right? So daily chart is overall bearish, and so lately I actually started to follow the central bank meetings. I saw the ECB bank, and I saw the Fed, and I didn't get a reading. So I don't really have a specific direction in mind in terms of fundamentals, but technicals. This is just trending down overall. Okay, kind of moving down like this. Okay, so Fero says, hello, can you take a look at the USD ZAR? Yeah, for sure. So after the euro and the US dollar, we'll take a look at your request. And thank you for putting it in. Zooming in. Ivy Gaming. Hey, what's up, Ivy Gaming? Kave, USD ZAR. Okay, you guys love the USD ZAR. We'll definitely break it down. So, euro US dollar 1 hour chart. I mean, I wasn't looking for any trades. Okay, nothing really stood out to me personally. We were pretty corrective here descending, huge gap, massive gap. This was absolutely awful. So awful to see right here, like a 123 pip gap, massive. And then we filled the gap. So that's good. We filled the gap and went up. So we went up. And then here I was looking for maybe some buy setups, possibly like a clean flag like this. That would have been nice. That didn't happen, unfortunately. So then we continued up, broke the high, retraced. At this point, again, price action was looking pretty interesting because we got some bullish momentum. And this was an okay uptrend, I would say, but just a little bit too corrective in my opinion. Okay, so a little bit too corrective. I wanted to see a little bit more strength in the markets, a little bit more bullish price action. Also, I didn't like that we were breaking the structure here. So if you guys don't know, I use the highs and lows. See, indicator, and we broke the high, retraced, broke the low, retraced, broke the high, and then we pull back, large wick or huge wick right here, very problematic. This wick is very problematic. I didn't really like it. So the wick was a big issue for me. And also overall, not strong enough, not clean enough in my opinion. So I didn't want to get in right here. I didn't want to get in with a buy setup. So that is about it for the euro and US dollar. Current price action, it was looking interesting at this point. We had some okay selling pressure. Push down, pull back, break of the low. So it was looking all right. I just did not get an entry. I wanted to see a break of the low, break of this low with force. Okay, I wanted to see something like this. And that would be nice to then look for a retest. Okay, a retest of this low. So that would be high probability, but it never happened. Instead, we broke the low, retraced, broke the low again, retraced, double wicks, and we're now moving up. Is the euro and US dollar on the watch list? No, it is not, because it's not looking the best, looking pretty corrective in this area. Right here, looking pretty flat. So the next one is USD ZAR. This looks pretty flat, to be honest. This looks pretty flat, pretty corrective in my personal opinion. Just by technical analysis, I'm not seeing a lot of movement. I'm not seeing any trends. I'm a trend trader, so I'm looking for specifically trends. And this is looking pretty flat in this area. Also kind of a V reversal, an inverse V reversal. So right here, V, which is a bearish pattern. Okay. Zooming in. To the 1 hour. Nothing much. Nothing much in my opinion. Huge gap. Huge gap. Filled. So the gap got filled. Price went lower pretty correctively in this descending. We got some bullish momentum, but it could not be sustained. And then the markets just crashed lower. You could say a V reversal is printing here, like an inverse V reversal. So that could be like a game plan. That could be a high probability pattern, but I would need to see like a large impulse down. Okay, so I would need to see a large impulse down, and then I would look for sell setups. What is the bias? Well, a little bit of a bearish bias, kind of bearish to neutral, because the daily is very flat. So the daily is very neutral. But the 1 hour sort of moving down here. And then you get a inverse V reversal, which is a bearish pattern. So yeah, that is the analysis for this one. Okay. The next one is gonna be the euro and the Japanese yen. But I'm just gonna go grab a glass of water and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Let me remove the banner. So, EJ. Current price action looking pretty good. Definitely on the watch list right now. So, on the watch list for sure. AJ, not that good. NJ, not the best either. EJ, though, let me tell you about the trades I was looking at. First, there was this flag here. So a flag. First low, first high, second low, second high. Red candle is your entry. Okay. You could have gotten in, let's say 20 pip stop loss, maybe even 30. Yeah, this looks good. And then price would have pretty much dropped. But in my personal opinion, I saw too much buying pressure right here. Okay. I saw too much buying pressure in this blue candle. It is just too big. So if we measure it, you can do this, and it's pretty much bigger than every other candle in the price action. So it's very, very large. It is showing a lot of buying pressure. That's pretty bad. So that is something you do not really want to see if you're looking for sell setups. And that is the reason why I stayed out of that trade. Okay. Current price action looks okay. Looks pretty good. Looks good right here. I think this is pretty high probability. Kind of a descending channel, but then I would say this is a nice leg of momentum. Not the best, but okay. And then this one definitely is a nice leg of momentum here on the bottom. This right here, very, very nice, very strong leg of momentum. A lot of selling pressure. So I'm definitely looking for sell setups on EJ. One problematic thing is the current candle. So the current candle is currently being very bullish, right? So getting pretty large right here. And I don't like to see buying pressure if I'm looking for sell setups. Okay, I don't want to see buying pressure if looking for sell setups. This candle may be very, very large. We still have half an hour. As you can see right here, still we have half an hour to the hourly candle close. So if this thing prints very bullish like this, then it's a no-go for me. So then I'm pretty much not going to be looking for a trade, and it's not going to be the best. What do I want to see? Well, I want to see this trade, this candle retrace. And then I want to see like a flag right here. Okay, something like this. I want to see a nice flag. Nice small flag, no buying pressure or minimal buying pressure, and then I would get in on a sell setup. Maybe like a 30 pip stop loss. I think that would work. Although 25, is a bit better. Yeah, 25 is a bit better. So 25 pip stop loss would be optimal in this scenario, in this volatility. Let's check the ATR. Yeah, so the ATR would say like a 30 pip stop loss, which is, it's okay. So yeah, ATR would be good in this case. Close that. Also, one more thing, if we drop heavily, so if we get a large push down, nice large red candle like this, well, then I would be pretty happy to get in on a retest. Let's say, again, 25. Retest of this low, okay. So that's going to be a play as well, a flag or a nice break and a retest on the euro and the Japanese yen. That's about it. Next one is AU, and I just took a loss right here. So let's see it. So ascending, well, not really ascending. I mean, this was trending pretty much. This was trending up a bit flat, push, pullback, push, a bit flat, a bit corrective on the top. But then what I liked personally is I liked this push right here. So I definitely like the push down. I saw some nice momentum right here in these two candles, and then I saw a nice flag. Okay, first low, first high, second low, second high, red candle is the entry. Get in, what did I do? 12? No, 10, I used 10. Yeah, 10 pips here. 10 pips looks good. Let's also check the ATR. I didn't look at the ATR, but I'm interested at this point to see, what was it, around 10. You could say around 10, like 9 pips, 10 pips, that's pretty good. So yeah, 10 pip stop loss looked good here. The flag had no buying pressure, so it was a small tight flag. Wicks to the upside, that's a pretty good sign. So that's pretty positive. If we get wicks to the upside, that means the price is rejecting this upside area. And then what happened next? Broke the low, double wicks, and then took me out. So yeah, this was a 1% loss. Oop. 1% loss right here. So took a loss on the pound right here. Reduced risk loss, and took a loss on AU right now. That means this week I am down around minus 1.6, 1.7, something like that. A bit of a tough week, but at least we're getting trades. At least we're getting active in the markets. So at least we're getting some nice opportunities, which is better than just sitting on my hands. And it's better of just seeing a corrective market. So I'm all for it. So bring the trades, bring the trends. Eventually, I know the probabilities will go in my favor. Eventually, I know that my trading edge will play out. Okay. So AU currently not on the watch list. Pretty corrective here, to be honest. Pretty flat, pretty corrective. Right now, breaking the lows, or sorry, the highs, breaking the lows, breaking the lows, breaking the highs. Just by the technicals, I would expect for the markets to do this. Okay, just to be a bit flat, a bit corrective and range bound. So yeah, I would unfortunately expect range bound markets. What do I need to see? Well, it's very simple. I need to see a large push up or a large push down like this. Be very careful. Of course, we have NFP tomorrow. What's my game plan for the NFP? Well, I'm stopping any trade setups, or I'm not getting into new trade setups after, let's say, 1 or 2 in the morning on NFP Friday. So I'm trading for only like, what is it, maybe 6 more hours, 7 more hours, and then that would be about it. Then I'm closing shop and I'm being patient. I'm waiting to see what will happen with NFP. Why? Well, because NFP is very volatile, very unpredictable, and the spreads go up drastically, so I can get taken out for much more than I initially risked. Okay. So that's the game plan. AJ is pretty corrective in this area. So AJ is not looking the greatest. Sorry if I'm talking a bit weirdly. I have this allergy or something. I don't know what it is, but it is this time of the year. So yeah, AJ. I mean, it's corrective. It's corrective right here. Did I see any setups? No, not really. AJ was not that interesting. To be honest, my main focus was on AU and the pound. EJ right now is interesting, but AJ is not. So yeah, there is an overall bias. That's why, I mean, it's not why I took a short right here. So I took a short here, 13 pip stop loss. But there's an overall downtrend. Definitely an overall downtrend. What is the reason behind that? Well, it is the interest rates. See, interest rate decision right here. And the Bank of Japan actually hiked interest rates, so they're hawkish, which means that the JPY is gonna go up. Okay, that means the JPY is gonna go up, and if the JPY goes up, then the Aussie JPY actually trends down. So that's exactly what you can see. Exactly what you can see right here. AJ is going down. Reversal here, reversal entry. Yeah, I mean, you could think about it. So a reversal entry is consisted of 2 main parts. It is a descending channel, a clean one, a push up, and then a retest. So you get in here. You get in, let's say, I don't know, 15 pips stop loss. That's kind of what you can see here, but it is not very clean. You have a break of the high here, break of the high here. So what I'm actually seeing is the patterns are not the best. The patterns are not the cleanest. And the price action is looking pretty corrective. So yeah, not the best, not the most high probability. And I am willing to be patient. Also, this breakout candle, not the biggest breakout candle. It is also a live candle, so it's still forming. But it is not that massive. Let me check on EJ. Yeah, this is pretty problematic if I'm going to be looking for sell setups. This is not the best if I want to look for sell setups. So AJ not on the watch list. Pound US dollar. What's happening with this one? We already did an analysis. So I was looking for sell setups right here. So I saw some nice selling pressure. and then a 1 candle pullback, and then a break of the low with force, so with some nice momentum. I did like this price action. I was looking for some sell setups, maybe like a flag, or maybe like a retest, so an ascending channel to the entry level. Right here, something like this. Okay, something like this. That didn't happen. Instead, we just got a lot of buying pressure. So a lot of buying pressure, I would say too much buying pressure even. Some large blue candles, and that definitely told me to stay out. Now I'm being very patient. You may ask, is this a V reversal, which would be a bullish pattern? And no, it's not. It's not the best V reversal. If you want to see a clean V reversal, a great example is actually on gold, which I showed at the beginning. So gold right here. See this one. Very nice, very high probability V reversal. So the pound is not on the watch list, and I am being patient right here. Final one, which I trade live. So I trade 6 currency pairs live, which are these ones that you can see right here. And then for the live stream, I break down these instruments below. NJ is my final one for the live trading. Huge gap, massive gap. Let me give you a play that you could have made that actually one of the members of Zentum Trading, Gaurav, so shout out to him, he made a very interesting trade right here. So he saw some bullish momentum kicking in. He also saw that in the prior price action, we had this descending channel, which is a kind of a bullish pattern. But then we had this huge sell-off and a huge gap because of the tariff news. But one thing that we know about the markets, when you get a huge gap, and this is definitely a very, very large gap, when you get a large gap like this, it usually gets filled pretty quickly, either in the same day or in the same week. And that's exactly why Gaurav got in here. Now, this is not something that is part of the strategy that I trade, but he trades it a bit differently, and he adds some extra confluences here and there. So he got in, and basically straight away price started moving up, and this gap was closed. What you could have done is you could have placed your take profit somewhere around here and took profits when the gap closed. Very nice setup, very interesting, very high probability, and a very, very interesting concept. So remember, when you get a huge gap in the markets, when you get a huge gap like this, usually it will be filled pretty quickly. What does it mean to be filled? That means that this whole area is going to get retested, or the price is going to pierce into it. See, exactly as it happened here. Price kind of retested this whole level. So what is the play behind it? You can get long when the market opens, and you can aim for a profit here on the top, right? So yeah, that's about it for the AU gap trade. Back to NJ, nothing much was happening. Nothing was really that interesting to me. We were actually pretty corrective. No massive momentum. There was a flag right here, though, which a couple of members at Zentum Trading took. Also, Nico, who is one of the co-founders, he took this one. Mubarak says, Marco, could you mention your watch list? Yeah, for sure. So my watch list is only these 6 pairs forever, okay, or in the last 3 years. In the last 3 years, I have only been trading these 6 currency pairs. So at every single point, only thing I have on the watch list is these 6, right? EU, EJ, AU, AJ, Pound, NJ. Only for the live stream do I analyze these pairs. So that's only for the live stream. Yeah, I have some investments here, and Bitcoin is crashing, which is absolutely perfect. So yeah, that's pretty problematic. But what you gonna do? Back to NJ. So yeah, only 6 currency pairs. NJ, a flag. It was a good flag. It didn't fully fit my plan. Here's the flag. So you could have gotten in here. Let's say 15 pip stop loss. But I personally didn't like it because of the huge gap. Or not huge gap, but this thing, this red candle. See, this red candle was a little bit too big in my personal opinion. A little bit too big. If you did take this trade, it would basically show you a very nice profit. Nico used a 15 pip stop loss and he did not get taken out right here. It was running at one point around 4% profit. Very nice, very high probability, not high probability, but very nice. And then he got gapped. So this was in the end an awful experience. He got gapped for I think -5 or -6%. My recommendation from now on, I mean, we have definitely learned that it is better to close the trades late Friday instead of holding them throughout the weekend, especially now that Trump is in office, because he can fire off tweets at any point in time. I think the tariff tweet was fired off on a Saturday. So yeah, basically this was a very bad experience and massive gap formed. So Nico was taken out for much more than he initially risked. It's part of the game. It's part of being a trader. But in the future, we can definitely avoid this happening. We can definitely look into ways to minimize the risk. What you can do is close late on a Friday. And then if the market's open, let's say the market opened somewhere here around the same price, you can try to get back in, right? You can try to execute another trade, get back in on a Sunday evening. Much better than to risk getting gapped by this massive gap. But it was an interesting flag. It didn't fully fit my plan, but I know some people did take it, which is completely fine. Nothing wrong with it, but I just didn't like this selling pressure. Then broke the low, broke the high, broke the low, broke the low, broke the low, broke the high, broke the low. I would say this is pretty messy. I'm not really looking for a trade. I'm not really putting this pair on the watch list. I think it looks pretty corrective in this area, so I'm being more patient. Okay. The summary is that I'm watching at EJ. I'm watching at EJ. I like this bearish pressure. I like this bearish momentum, and I'm looking for some high probability sell setups. Okay. So on EJ, high probability sell setups, that is what I'm looking for. To quickly finish off the stream, let's look at the S&P and a couple of other instruments. S&P, very flat in this area, corrective, but overall, very bullish. Overall, definitely crushing higher. I don't see any signs of stopping right here. I'm not seeing any large bearish pressure either. So this is looking very nice and very high probability to continue trending to the upside. Okay. And I would actually expect more upside for the S&P 500. NASDAQ is also pretty corrective, pretty flat. I mean, NASDAQ follows the S&P. And if you guys didn't know, Bitcoin is connected to NASDAQ. I mean, it's not connected, but it pretty much moves in the same period because both the NASDAQ and Bitcoin are risk-on assets. So Bitcoin kind of acts like a tech stock, and NASDAQ represents the top 100 tech stocks in the US. So guess what? When NASDAQ looks like this, Bitcoin looks the same. Okay, Bitcoin looks very, very corrective with the NASDAQ. So we need, what we need to see, or what we would like to see, I mean, no one can guarantee you anything in the markets. What would be great to see is if we get a push up. If we get a push up on the NASDAQ, that pretty much guarantees you're going to see Bitcoin going up as well for all of you that have, let's say, a long-term investment in crypto. So gold is crushing higher. Gold looks great. I already broke down gold at the beginning of the stream. So gold is looking very, very bullish. And I really like this price action. All-time high was smashed with a lot of force, with a lot of momentum. Daily chart closed above. 1 hour chart looked pretty good as well. C looked pretty good as well, pretty strong. So I'm pretty bullish. I'm pretty bullish on gold. Silver. Look, silver also follows gold. If you guys didn't know, it's pretty much the same as with altcoins and Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin moves, altcoins will move as well. Maybe not immediately, but maybe a bit later. So silver moves pretty much in tandem with gold, starting to move as well. So I would expect to follow gold and to print something like this. Maybe at least to this major high, at least to this level, right? So that's it for silver. Bitcoin will be covered, very corrective. Ethereum in the dumps. Ethereum dumped massively. Massive dump in, 4 days. Went down 38% and then retraced back. So retraced back, let's say 27%. What the hell? Ethereum looks horrible. It is unfortunate, but again, Bitcoin is the king. Bitcoin has always been the king. So yeah, if you asked me to show you the worst chart, daily, if you asked me to show you the worst chart that I currently can find, it would definitely be Ethereum. It looks awful. So yeah, if you want to buy maybe Ethereum, I would rather buy Bitcoin, to be honest. I know it's a good price to buy Ethereum right now, but I'm much more confident in Bitcoin than I am in Ethereum. Bitcoin is holding its value much, much better. DXY, quick analysis of the DXY. Also, if you guys have any last minute questions, make sure to put them in the chat because I will be closing the stream. In a couple of minutes. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you join our free Discord at zentumtrading.com. Quick analysis of the DXY. Diego wants to see US oil. Sure, or US oil is actually next one on the list. So pretty flat here, pretty range bound. The DXY needs to pick a direction. So what we're probably waiting for is we're waiting for the next Fed meeting, which is going to be in March. I think everyone is waiting to see what the Fed will do. Will they be hawkish? Will they be dovish? Will they announce higher rates? Will they announce lower rates? And then the DXY will move. That is at least my forecast. So we're kind of maybe expecting more of this flat price action until the Fed decides what they want to do. Okay. So that's it for the DXY. And then US oil, the daily, pretty active. US oil has been pretty active. Mubarak, glad you're back on streaming, Marco. We appreciate. Yeah, no worries. I'm glad you like it. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you, everyone, very much for joining. And once per week, most weeks, I have these live streams on Thursday. If you want to get any updates, make sure to follow me on Instagram, okay? So all of the updates about the live streams and my YouTube channel in general, they go on the Instagram account. You can find it in the description of this video, or at the handle is Marcos Trading Journey. Yeah, see you later, Mubarak. No worries, Diego. Marcos Trading Journey. That's the Instagram handle if you want to find me. US oil, very active. Daily chart. This is a very clean V reversal or inverse V reversal. This looks very nice, very bearish. This is a bearish pattern. So yeah, US oil looks pretty bearish in this area on this daily chart at least. Zooming in a little bit, 1 hour, getting corrective. The 1 hour is getting corrective, and just in general, US oil is very choppy, very wicky as well. I don't like to trade it. I don't even like to analyze it, to be honest with you, because it's so volatile, so many wicks, and it's very, very tricky to get a general bias. Okay, if I had to make a bias, yes, it's in a downtrend, but very corrective. So that's the general story. But hey, at least it's moving. At least we are moving. We have been mostly flat for the prior couple of months. See, mostly flat. So at least something is happening. That's pretty good. When something is happening, you get some trends, you get some uncertainty, you get some trading opportunities, you get some inefficiencies. So that's good. We like when things are a bit uncertain. We like when things move. So that is about it. Thank you guys very much for attending. Make sure you're here next week, again on Thursday. I'm going to be doing another live stream. Have a great rest of the day, great rest of the week. Good luck in the markets as well. Be careful. Non-farm payroll is tomorrow. And if you're looking at those US pairs, if you're looking at some US dollar activity, I think you're going to need to wait for the next Fed meeting, and then we will get some more sense of the general direction and how the Fed is moving. Okay, so that's it. See you guys in the next one.